Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am your host of the Lotus Society Podcast. It's just going to be me today, your host, Skylar Meir. And how's everybody doing? This is the 4th episode. I'm just chilling and just wanted to make a recording because I got, some stuff coming up for the whole Magic the Gathering scene for Modern, probably Pioneer, to be honest with you. So we got the bannings coming up on Monday. I'm recording this on a Sunday. I just went to regionals. I made top 32 with Grixis Shadow. And, But, I don't really want to brag about myself. I really don't like to. But recently, I went to the IQ, 2 weeks ago. And I made first place with Mono Black Aggro. And so now I'm qualified for the Invitational coming in June. So, pat on the back for that. And, let's get started here. So, so people were talking about, bannings and stuff like that, and unbannings for Modern, and the two cards I can see getting unbanned in Modern is actually probably Splinter Twin and Bridge from Below. So, and honestly, people are going to get scared of Splinter Twin, but I think there's more pressing matters in the format, like Amulet Titan, and Urza still. And the Underworld Breach deck. So there's... it's adding to the madness, really. So, I don't know. And in Pioneer, we probably going to see Dig Through Time get banned soon. Or probably this time. This banning. So, after Dig Time gets banned, it's probably going to be Heliod, White Devotion combo deck. That's going to be the pressing deck to probably get banned next. So, And also, easy fix for the Dimir Inverter decks. Just play Treasure Cruise. It's an easy swap. You can say it's not really more card selection. I'll just play Omen the Sea. You delve away your graveyard and you draw all 3 cards. That's... it's more fair for you because you can still draw 3 lands and, whiff. But, to be honest with you, it's better for the format. And, Pioneer is such a great spot right now. When it first came out, when the format just came out, I was, questioning it. But I've been really enjoying Pioneer lately. And, it's in a great spot right now. So, that's what I wanted to get away with, the bannings and unbannings of stuff, potentially. So that's on the market for that. And so my first topic of the day is going to be talking about the pros and cons of staying with the deck consistently for about a year or 2 years, collectively. And no matter how bad the Modern meta is for your deck, if it gets more unfair for you or you lose percentages. And so the pro I see about this is that if you know your deck in and out thoroughly, you know all your outs, know all the plays, and know everything about your deck. And if you play your deck while you're tired, 5 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep, those sequencing things that you do, it comes naturally. It's like second nature to you. Alright, Fetch Shock, Cycle Street Ray, Bobble You, Thoughtseize. All those stuff comes second hand to you. So, you can go to tournament and still be, half asleep and still play your deck suboptimally. Otherwise, if you were playing a new deck, you'd be like, I have no idea what I'm doing here. And I'm just hoping to play the best, whatever looks the best to play. Not necessarily But the cons, when your deck's not that great in the meta and you just get wobble stomped by the new meta deck of the format. And that's really unfortunate, but I take great respect for people who stick their decks, no matter if it's the best deck in the format or if it's not even on the tier list. I give mass respect to those people. And so the second topic is, why is it not cool to hate bad ideas if you haven't tried it or seen somebody trying it and learn from their mistake instead of shooting it down right away And like, really, that's like, I hate people to do this to people. Just let them try it, and like they'll learn from their mistakes. That's how Lantern and Prison decks were made. People try Codex Shredder and Pixis Pain, in the same deck with Ensnaring Bridge, and it just worked. Like, it's a deck full of uncommons and stuff like that. And like, if people don't try new things and stuff like that, new decks won't come about. Like, you got to realize people had to try those bad cards before it became like meta. Like, I have always people like questioning like their card decisions, or what they want to play. And like, if we shut down those people that like just try, like sounds really bad, and they don't try it, well, like that might be potentially be the next best deck. But since you shut them down, they don't build it, or don't make it, so we never knew or never know. So yeah, I feel like that is a really issue in standard, or not standard, in the Magic world. People shooting down bad decisions. And like, I implore you to like let them make the bad decisions, and let them learn from the mistakes, or they might make the next best deck in whatever format you play. So yeah. And I got a Commander topic for y'all guys today, and that is infect in Commander. So people that I've talked to have really harped on infect being only 10 infect counters in multiplayer, like 4-player Commander and the single player. But in Two-Headed Giant, it's 15. So, like, I know there's an issue on this because, when you play against an infect Commander deck, they essentially go from like 40 life to 10 life. It's a major, major difference. And like, people who die from infect in Commander get really salty about it, and it's just not a good time. And so I was just thinking, like, why can't it not be raised to like 15 or even 20? Because like in modern and Legacy, it's 10. Like, it's half of the starting life total of 20. So wouldn't it just make sense for a multiplayer Commander to be 20 infect counters, or is that too much? Like, that might just tear away people who play Commander, play infect in Commander, because it's 20, and it's double of 10, and that's really hard to do. Because if you're the infect Commander player, everyone on that table is probably targeting you, and that's just a bad place to be in. And if you had to go from 10 to 20, that's a major difference, and you probably wouldn't want to play it. So, yeah. So, I think it should be 20, but that's just me, and that's my opinion. And, yeah. So, topic number 4 is my top 5 favorite constructed formats of all at this time. So, number 1 is Pioneer, just because, just made my IQ win off of it. And my true feelings of this format is it's probably the best format to play right now. Like, it's the best format to to play, and like pick a deck, and you actually can probably do reasonably well with any deck in Pioneer right now. So in my eyes, like, there's still a lot more to explore in Pioneer than most other formats. Like, you can probably create a deck and still be competitive with it, just because like there's still cards that haven't seen play yet. Like, I can't, it's not, unless, like, red black aggro. Like, I'm trying to create a deck with red black aggro, because mono black aggro and red mono red aggro is good. So, like, why not create both of them with unlicensed integration and, all that great stuff that black red aggro was before. And so, yeah. And, Siege Rhino. I know people have tried it before, but, like, we're in a format right now where it's more fair. And, like, Siege Rhino might actually be good for the format, too. Not actually good for it. I hate Siege Rhino as a card. But, yeah. And, it's pretty diverse, too. Like, my top 8, it was, the matchups I played, I should say. Round 1, I played against, Bant Spirits. Round 2, played Dimir Inverter. Round 3, Lotus Breach. Round 4, Bant Spirits again. It was my only, same deck I played, but the mono red and Sultai Delirium, and then chunky red, and then Dimir Inverter again. So I played a pretty diverse metagame in my IQ, which is really great. But yeah, so I implore you to try Pioneer if you haven't. It's a great format. I endorse it. And second format I favor is Modern, because it's not like Standard. There's not like, you know, 2 top decks that you have to play to win. It's out there right now, but I will say people are harping on Amulet Titan right now to be the best deck, and like it is, because you know, you play a Titan, you can get Field of Dead and start making zombies, or you can get Valakut and, you know, shoot people to death with Dryad. It has a big target on its back, so yeah. And also Mono Red Prowess is pretty good right now too, and it's really cheap. It's like $150. You know, so I would say like Modern is probably like the second or the third easiest format, but financially to get into and still do good. But yeah. And also, like, I've been playing Grixis Death Shadow for collectively 2 years now, and that's the only Grixis Shadow is the Modern is the only format I can play it in, pretty much. So yeah, I'll be sticking to playing the Modern for the next couple of years probably. So yeah, love the format, and you know, Modern's consistently evolved over the years too. Like there's when we saw Lotus Breach take off in Pioneer, I guess somebody was like, why can't we do that in Modern? And it's now popping up all over the place with their grinding stations and, you know, Breach. It's not a good time either. But I will say, with my regional, I had a friend in the car that won the regional, and he played Heliod Hardened Scales deck with Spike Feeder in it. And yeah, it turns out, you know, gaining million lives in Modern is still pretty good. Like, he used Heliod and Spike Feeder, and those 2 cards alone getting infinite life, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, and he still has Ballista in the deck too. So yeah. Now for the third most favorite format is Legacy. And sadly, my area doesn't really support this format because not many, you know, like people in this area don't have Legacy decks to play or afford, and that's what the weakness is for the format, is to, you know, it's not really financially friendly. You know, the cheapest deck that competitively to buy is the Death and Taxes deck, which is actually not that bad right now because Ren and 6 got banned, and essentially unbanned the Death and Taxes deck, you know, because you really don't want to play against a Ren and 6 deck when you run, you know, a bunch of 1 toughness creatures in Legacy. Like, that was not fun. I can attest to this, but yeah. And yeah, it's really interactive format and exciting deck choices, like, you know, Test, Reanimator, Tin Fins, Turbo Depths. You know, you really can't go wrong choosing a deck in Legacy. Like, you can probably do whatever you want. But I know Underworld Breach is causing really problems and issues in the format. Also, Oko's still legal in there, so you can play, you know, Oko, the Broco card, and yeah, play still well. But I will say, my favorite deck in Legacy to play was Blue Black Shadow. And that's not really that great right now. I know Sultai Shadow deck is roaming around in there somewhere. But yeah, so that's my third favorite format. And now going to our fourth favorite format is Pauper. And one of the reasons why Pauper is one of my favorite formats, or my fourth favorite format, is because it's like a budget Legacy, but powered down. Like, you still play with Ponder, Preordain, Brainstorm. Like, granted, they did ban Gitaxian Probe and Gush, which it made me mad for a little while, but, you know, I get it. You know, Gitaxian Probe. Yeah. That's the reason why I played the format first, because I could play with the Gitaxian Probe, because I played it in Modern with Shadow. And, yeah, but they banned it. And, yeah, but still, pretty diverse format. It's pretty fair and super cheap. Like, you can buy a deck under $50 financially. That's pretty great. And you just got to find a Magic community that plays it. I implore you to try this format.